Evening all, evening Steelers. How is everybody tonight? Give me a shout in the chat. Charles, I can see you here. Good morning from California. Good evening from Rotherham. How are you both? How are you doing over there? Nice and warm, I hope. Give us a shout out in chat. Tell me who's there, who's watching. Hit the like button, of course. All the usual things. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Well, I'm assuming most people are subscribed, aren't they? How are we all? Everyone, what's everyone working on tonight? A little glass of water. Evening, Musk, or Jonas, as you are, from northern Sweden. Good stuff. How do, Tony? Morning and evening. Evening and morning to you. Don't forget, folks, hit the like button. I'll keep shouting at you every so often if you don't hit it. Well, tonight, folks, I hope... James, how you doing? Good to have you on board. Good to be on the Plastic Crack podcast with you as well last night. That was fun, wasn't it? And I am going to bring you my hairbrushes at some point to the club, so you can show me how they work, or at least have a look at them at some point, if you don't mind. Tonight, I thought I'd continue with my US Marine Corps stuff that Stu from Miniature Realms sent over. So I've undercoated these fellas, and then I've also I've just put some of the basic uniform colours on. So I'm just going to start detailing and really try to work on these a little bit. Evening, Carl. You're going to sense the deja vu. Yeah, two nights in a week. Incredible. Great fun last night, certainly was. Hi, Kevin. Good to have you on board. Evening, Aled. You're priming some 15mm terrain for any scale models for your own group on Flames of War. Good stuff, good stuff. Excellent. Alright, there's 14 of you watching, only 7 likes. Sort that out, hit that like button, and say hello. So yeah, I've got the basic colours on for these. I found a quite a nice marine colour guide over on the worst wargaming place on the internet, TMP. So that's what I've been using. Basically, the base coat for the uniforms is what's it called? Not camo beige, green grey. And now, interestingly enough, I went down to my local. I went swimming at the weekend. And I went down to my local wargaming shop because it's over the road from the swimming baths. And the only Vallejo that they had in that I wanted was green grey. And then later on that afternoon, I found the guide, and it had green grey in it. So I was actually just buying that for old wood, and it turns out that I need it for my US Marine Corps. So that's good, isn't it? Bit of serendipitous fortune. Cheers, James. Thank you very much. I say I've got no idea what's up with the bloody things. More blood and plunder for you tonight. You're painting French filibusters. Got an advert for Roger Waters on. Okay. Brave Members in TMP. Yeah, it was only to literally, it was like a post from 2006 or something, I think. In other news, in the post today, I got these French platoon from 1940. So this is, I've kind of been inspired with the latest, Joe Bilton's latest articles in WSS magazine, and I thought I'll get these from what's called Forged in Battle. So there's like 40 men. It's a nice platoon, so it's just enough to get going with. Who we going? Well, we're on start of the feed. Tony says you gamed with a friend a few days ago. He's never played a war game before, and introduced him to my ACW site. He's hooked on the hobby. Great. Evening, Dex. Good to have you on board. Evening, Steve. Good to have you here. Evening, Andy. Good to have you on board. And Simon. Good to have you on board as well. Hit that like button, folks. Yeah, Dex, sorry I can't. We can't start the PSC next week, but we'll just put it back a couple of weeks and we'll start. And also in the post, I got these as well, sharp practice tokens. I got these from Historique in America. I'd actually forgotten I'd bought them, and then they turned up today. They took a little while to come through, but they're just tokens. They're basically badges. You could probably do these yourself if you really wanted to. Not particularly difficult, but I just thought that somebody's already done it, why should I bother? So I got those, and they came through. Pretty happy with them. I'll be using those at some point when I play sharp practice again. Tiny's over there. I was just frightened her to death by throwing the bag of things at her. I was also earlier on, just after work hours, editing Algernon Pulls It Off video that I did at the weekend, which is the death of Werner Voss. So I just finished that off, and I'm going to actually film, after we've finished here, I'm going to film a little bit of the how to make a video. So I'm going to use that to show you how to upload to YouTube and things. I've already got most of that actually made, so it's not going to be particularly difficult to put together. You must take a walk to Forging Battle. They're on the end of your village. Wow, blimey, I'd be all over them. They've got some beautiful. Their vehicles are fantastic, really good, really good figures as well, and cheap, good price. No worries on the PSC, gives me a chance to check whether any odd terrain is needed. I don't think there is, looking at it, Dex. I'm just waiting from. I got it printed at Docs Direct. I'm just waiting for my copy to come through. But I was looking at the PDF, and it looks relatively simple. So I think it was their first one, their first PSC. So I think it's quite simple, to be honest. There's nothing mad in it. Jonas says you're not painting anything tonight, just checking how many 20mm flak Vergelings I can fit in a Bolts Action Army. After yesterday's battle loss against USA. Were they good? That's the question. Right, I'm going to crack on with these. I don't think I'm going to get them finished tonight. I'm going up to Otterburn tomorrow. Well, I'm going up to Darlington first, and then Otterburn on Thursday. So I don't know if I'm going to get these done by the end of the week. We'll see. There's no rush. Tiny's climbing out of the loft window, because I've got the loft window open. She likes going up on the roof and watching everything. Bless her. What we're saying, the Forging Battle stuff is nice. Got some DAC from them. Yeah, not sure about their vehicles though. They have the weird thing at the bottom. Yes, they're bases, James. You'd be interested to hear how much pose varieties in the Forging Battle miniatures. Okay, we'll have a look at them in a bit. I'll do a bit of painting, and then I'll open them up and I'll have a look, and we can see what there is in them. But I think there's quite a lot of poses. I think they are quite variable from what I remember from other ones I've got. I can't remember if I've bought platoon packs in the past, but I've certainly got some others. I think I've got Germans and stuff like that kicking about, forged in battle. Right, let's just get these fellas. Just starting on the flesh at the moment. So it's quite a nice, easy way of doing this. So it's green, grey, green, grey for the camo. Sorry, for the uniform. Then yellow ochre for all the webbing and the backpacks and stuff. Brown leather for boots. If they've got gaiters on, which these ones don't have, then it would be leather. Khaki. And then I can't remember what the colours are for. It's German beige, camo beige for the base of the helmet cover. And what are the other bits and pieces? German black brown for the green on it, and I can't remember what the green is. Olive drab, perhaps. Otterburn Rangers, remember that place? It's not nice in January. No, it certainly isn't. Sometimes it's not very nice in August either. But it's a great place, absolutely packed full of archaeology. And we're going to start excavating up there next week. So that's we're going up for a site meeting and to go and meet up with a couple of the people we're working with. He's still working here. Last night's score was finished building 6 each of handgunners, pikemen and crossbow for mercenary contingents. Okay. Are those USMC for O group? No, these are going to be for chain of command, Tony. I don't have enough for O group. I'd need about 100 figures to make them into O group. That's why they're individually based. They're all going to be for chain of command. That's the plan. I'm kind of working towards the idea of Richard bringing out the Far East Handbook at some point in my lifetime. Probably be Easter, I would have thought, because he's been doing a lot of stuff for the US Marines, and I've been meaning to do some for a long time. and it's kind of inspired me to get them and just push on with them. So it's just a platoon. These are based on Travis over at Tabletop CP. His Saipan pint-sized campaign. So just basically taking it off that. I mean, they should work for the Far East Handbook as well, because they're obviously based on, you know, proper organisations. So I'm assuming that they're going to be about the same. If not, I can just knock them about a bit anyway. But I think the orgs should be the same. 15mm Italian Wars Militia Crossbowmen JIT just in time for a game tomorrow. Ooh, exciting. It's always good. Always good to have a game tomorrow. Unfortunately I don't, but we're playing this weekend. We're playing O Group, I think, over in Stocksbridge. If it's still not Stocksbridge, Southport. If it's still going ahead, I think, by the looks of it. It should be fun. I was going to chat to you, James, about getting over there. I don't know if you wanted to share the lifts or not, since the two of us are going from approximately the same place. Well, let's see. We'll see. You're progressing your 50mm Ugandan Shermans. Only 3 tanks. Good stuff. 3 tanks is 3 tanks. What's that going to be for? Ugandan stuff, I'm assuming, for AK-47. Who knows? Who can tell? They don't take very long to paint these, which is a nice thing. At least I found out. What I will do, I'll do once I've done this this squad. I'll probably do a painting guide on these at some point in the future. Something else to get shoved to the back of the list of things to do. Because everybody likes a US Marine, don't they? Nominally AK-47. You're making a start on your Germans tonight. Good stuff, James. I don't know who's taking stuff over, actually, and what they've actually got at that shop either. What kind of scenery they've got for Sunday. I mean, I can supply. I don't even know what scenario we're supposed to be playing either. You can see how well organised it is. I guess we could play the Christo scenario in the book. That's nice and simple and easy enough to set up. Yeah, sorry, there's going to be a little bit of concentration as I paint some of these things, so might be a bit quiet tonight. It's just while I'm doing the flesh. It's just a flesh wound. Who watched the Plastic Crack podcast last night? Anybody? If you did you enjoy it? It was a Yorkshire Day special. Full of Yorkshire folks. You're happy to sort out driving over? Okay. Evening, Richard. Tell me about tonight. You're reading Napoleonic history books. Richard, you confused me when you said there was a bank holiday on Monday. It's only in Scotland. Because I sent a message to my boss saying on Sunday saying, am I alright to take the bank holiday off? I haven't put it in. And he was like, I think there's only one in. So he confused me. And then he was taking the piss out of me when I went in the office on Monday. It was a fun show. Yeah, it was. It was good fun to be on the other side of it. Next week should be good with Dave Brown for O Group. It'll be interesting to find out what he's got to say. Lazy Pirate says you watched with subtitles, of course. Good stuff. I'm surprised that they were able to pick up the subtitles on YouTube. You're in Glasgow, there you go. Are those the Shermans the Israelis blew at Entebbe after selling them to Uganda in the first place? Plastic Crack was very Yorkshire, indeed. Most likely, Uganda's only had 10 in total. Is it true they're kicking the Southerners off PCP with a Northern takeoff? Yes, that's right, Alan. Send an email to your local MP. Get them to change it. Should be a Northern takeover of PCP. Make it more interesting. You did, but you had to leave after your new set lost power. Oh dear. I very nearly emailed him myself last night. I could have been yet another Yorkshireman. Yes, you should have done. That'd have been good. The more the merrier. Yeah, they said only a few people emailed. I'm such a media whore, I did it straight away. I thought I'll get in on that action. That's the way it is. So James, you said you can drive. Oh, okay, that's grand. We'll have to have a discussion about what we're taking over and things then. And I can supply scenery and figures quite easily. I can navigate as well for us, unless you already know where the place is. Road trip. Right, oh no, just missed them there. We have a few years to plan the next PCP Yorkshire. Well, that's true. There's a plan. That's it. So takeover. Don't forget though, over here on Storm of Steel, it's Yorkshire Day every day. So don't worry about that. A little bit like the Yorkshire Gamer. Right, okay, that's the flesh done. Northern takeover, I guess Northern is relative, absolutely. We're talking about Britain here, man. You know what else in Scotland? Yeah, Claymore's on, isn't it? Yes, I saw somebody who was talking about that. I think Mark Backhouse is going to be there, or maybe it might be Charlie Walker with. He's at. I think he's taking Strength and Honour. He's doing the Mons Grand Prix one at Strength and Honour. Where are you playing this weekend? Can't remember the name of it, Carl. James, do let us know. I can't remember the name of the place. But it's a game shop somewhere in Stockport. I'm not sure how open the invitation is. I'm sure it's quite open. But we're just going to... Well, the guys are going to try out O Group. I said I'd umpire it. Again, I never get to play these games. But I suppose the way I figure is, the more people I umpire through a game, then they're more likely to pick it up, and then also it means that eventually, Element Games, there you go, eventually it means that I will be able to play a game against somebody. Right. So yeah, for the base of the helmets, for the camo base, I'm using German camo beige World War II. It is, and then that'll just have dots of dark green and dark black brown over the top. I was watching Stuart Miniature Realms tutorial on painting these as well, but he was using contrast colours, so slightly different to what I do. Go with that. We need to get Jasper to find a county to add a county to the WSS survey so you can find out if Yorkshire really does have more war gamers. Good point. What are the ranges of figures do you own besides 15mm? Well, most of my stuff is 15mm. Let me just think. I've got 28mm Judge Dredd, 28/32mm Star Wars, so that's Legion stuff. I've got 28mm Blood Bowl 2nd edition stuff, because I bought all those because I couldn't afford them when I was a kid, so I went mad and bought a shitload of the really old Games Workshop stuff. I found them all on eBay, so it's all the old original 2nd edition figures. And I've got, what have I got for that? I've got ogres, goblins, orcs, some humans, some elves, halflings, dwarves, so quite a few different teams, because we started playing it again years ago. What else have I got? 6mm Napoleonics. I've got the British and the French armies of the 100 Days campaign in 6mm. I've got every single brigade and both of their armies. I'm now working on the Prussians. I also got 2mm Second World War, which I use in Rommel, but I've not played it for such a long time. But I've basically got it's one of the Soviet Guard divisions and the German. I can't remember which one it is. One of the Panzer divisions that fought at Kursk. So I've got those. What others? Gaslands. They're, I think, nominally 20mm. So I've got Gaslands vehicles and a few figures for those as well. But the vast majority is, of course, 15mm. So, you know, like most war gamers, I've got a huge range of different things. Doesn't always get shown on the channel though. Perhaps I should. There's a good shop at Element Games. Most of it's GW, of course, but just about every paint range you can imagine. Oh, that's good. If they've got Vallejo stuff, I might have a look at theirs then. Keep trying to find things to use contrast paste that are both on. Okay for horses, but not being fussed about using contrast. You're working on some 0.2mm stuff between all the 15mm. Yeah, I mean, we had our big discussion yesterday about contrast paints on the PCP, and you know, it's horses for courses. If you like that kind of thing, then you know, all the power to your wrist. Really, I'm not fussed about them. I don't know. Obviously, Ken is not that fussed about them. Ken, the Yorkshire gamer. James, you had different thoughts on them, didn't you? You quite like them for various things, but you know, don't push it. If you can't find a use for them, don't find a use for them. You know, you're not forced to use anything that you don't want to. I certainly don't. I know what I like, and I like what I know. Right, where's my old yellow ochre gone? That's desert yellow. Too many yellows in here. Green ochre, that's it, not yellow ochre. What about the Vikings? Vikings are 15mm. Kevin, he asked what because I've got Vlad Dracul's army as well in 15mm, but for DBA. But he asked what other things I've got besides 15mm, so I didn't include those. And Gaslands is normally whatever the scale of vehicles. Yeah, it is. Yeah, but because I'm using the what do you call it, the Hot Wheels cars. They're approximately, they're about 20mm. It's about 176 or something. Could be wrong. How is the Juice Red sculpts? They're nice actually. They're very nice because they're that resin, that bendy resin stuff. They're pretty sharp. What I like about the new ones is, because I've got the old ones as well, the new ones, they actually made the judges' uniform, whereas the old ones it was entirely down to which sculptor it was. So you've got like the eagle and stuff is all over the place, whereas with the new ones they're all done to the same size, so they all look like they all look like an actual uniform, and that's good. I've not seen the Clegs because I've just not bothered with them, but the punks and stuff, they're nice, and that resin as well is good because you can cut it up quite easily. So although I've got quite a few figures of the same pose, I've just chopped them up and made them into different poses as well, so that's nice. Evening, Dr. Onishi. Good to have you on board. You like certain colours for a few things, but wouldn't use them exclusively. Nice extra tool to have in there. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, isn't it? It's an extra tool. If you want to use it for anything, then that's grand. I mean, Stu at Miniature Realms, his US Marine Corps have turned out really well, and they're all painted with contrast paint, so you can't really argue with them, really, I guess. You know, if you can use them properly, then all power to you. I just don't, because I've already got my painting technique, and I don't think they'd speed anything up for me anyway, because I'd still be doing what I'm normally doing even with them. Sounds good. Yeah, check them out. They're not particularly cheap, but they won't break the bank as well. If you're only going to get a couple of Clegs, if you're just going to get a box of Clegs just as a painting challenge, or a bit of painting fun. But yeah, I really like the rules are okay. They're a little clunky. They're Warlord game rules. So they're always going to be a little bit clunky. But I've played it. You really need a quick reference sheet. So I did make one, and I've uploaded it somewhere. I'll put it in the Storm of Steel Facebook group. It's in there in the files section because somebody else was talking about it the other day. Is Gaslands anything like Dark Future? It's better. Dark Future is like a bloody maths lesson. It was so slow and clunky. Gaslands is basically what Dark Future wanted to be. It's much more fun and chaotic, and it's a really good laugh. And we've played quite a few games of it and really enjoyed it every time. Whereas Dark Future, it's just so slow because you're calculating every single thing that the car does. It's all done on what you call it, on templates. So you just choose a template, put it down, and move. It's all pretty simple. There's some nice little mechanics in the acceleration dice and things as well, which really make it flow. Yeah, I remember we used to play Dark Future when it first came out, and because it was the only thing available at the time, then yes, it was a good game. But things have moved on massively in the last 30 years. About 30 years since Dark Future was released. Early 90s, wasn't it? I think. Gaslands is superb. Car Wars for the modern generation. Yes, exactly. Even Car Wars again is relatively clunky. But I always thought Car Wars was better than Dark Future. Dark Future just took it a little bit too far, I think. John says Gasland's superb, an ideal way to use the random weapons. Yes, exactly. Do what you want with it. It's great, and you can just go to pound shops and get Hot Wheels cars for next to nothing for it, or thrift stores, as you would call them in the States. But yeah, you get. I've got loads of vehicles in a box down here that I've not got around to working on, but there's some people who actually make scale weapons for it as well. What they call ramshackle games, I think they're called. They do some really good Mad Max Fury Road style stuff. I've got a truck that's got a load of guitar speakers all over it, and somebody as well on a pole, like Mad Max at the front of the car. So you can do all that with it. And North Star Games also released those two sprues of destruction or something they're called, and that has got like buggies and stuff and motorbikes on it and all kinds of weapons and things. Just little additions. Loads of fun. You can see some on my have a look on the community tab on the channel. You'll find have a look down, you'll find some Gaslands pictures on there that I did recently. Certainly a damn sight easier to play, yes it is. A couple of lads at the local club really got into Gaslands. I just have a copy of the rules in the first game. I had a nice green van, nice. No standard weapons, yeah that's right. Stan Johnson does the weapons and crews. Yeah, there's quite a few of them out there, John, that do weapons and bits and pieces. 1988 for Dark Future. God, yeah, I feel old as well. Blimey, I remember it coming out. I remember it being in the advertised in White Dwarf. That's how far back I remember it, before it came out. Yeah, we had copies of it. But of course, that was back in the day when you had like all day to play a game because you had nothing else to do. So it didn't matter that just taking one move with one card took 4 hours. We were happy. So right now I'm just blocking in all the colours for their equipment. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the straps and stuff. I'll do that separate with a smaller brush. Make it nice and easy. But there's not that many colours on these, which is nice. And not vast amounts of little detail that's different colours. I suppose if you really wanted to you could do, but I don't want to. What time is it? It's only 8 o'clock. I've only been at it half an hour. Exactly half an hour in fact. So we'll keep on going. We'll keep on trucking. So if you've got any more questions or anything, fire them out in the chat. Don't make me do all the work. Ask about anything. Or don't. Just stay silent. Either or. Makes no difference. Slowly getting there with these. One thing I've done with these, which I haven't done before with my chain of command stuff, is the first squad I've actually painted the bases underneath them in red. I'm going to do the other ones in white and blue, of course, because they're American. And that's for the different squad identification when they're on the table. Because I always forget, sometimes when squads get mixed in a game, it's difficult to tell them apart, especially in 15mm. And if you've got similar poses and things like that. So I just think it's an idea that what I've not done before, and I'm surprised at myself for not doing it before, so I might actually just organise a few of my figures and paint them up. So James had asked us a question. 1 second, James, I'll just get this done and I'll come to you. Just get these bits done. Yeah, and on the first ones I've forgotten to paint the shovel as well that's on their backpack. So I'm not going to forget it this time. It will be painted. Oh yes. Where we at? How many combat patrol bases is it for O group? Just sticking some British ones together. 9 in total, James. 3 per company. Because you only have 3 maximum per company, so you only got 3 companies, so 9. 9 is enough. Am I going to watch the Sands of Iwo for inspiration? I've seen it, Dex. I saw it years ago. Oh, even to see you, Steve. Thanks a million. Thanks for popping in. I kept meaning to watch it again, and letters from Iwo as well. I don't mind watching that, but yeah, I've not seen Sands of Iwo for a while. Oh no, I'm thinking of letters from Iwo. Sands of Iwo. Is it the John Wayne one? The hell I will. You signed up for the old group game at Crack Kadoom. Do we need to bring any terrain models, anything? No, Alid, I shall provide all. It's all going to be provided for you, so don't worry. How you doing, Dougie? Sorry, a bit late. The wife asked me to sort out the painting area out, and that's a lot politer than what she actually said. Bit of a mess, was it? Evening, Rich. Good to have you on board. See you lazy, fly safe, indeed. 50mm bases. Yeah, I just got mine from War Bases. It's their circular 50mm bases. It's a black and white movie. Yeah. I don't think I have seen Sons of Iwo then. I've definitely seen Letters from Iwo, but not Sons of Iwo. Perhaps I should put it on my to-do list. Have a reaction video while I'm watching it. I watched 1949, blimey. I watched, or I started trying to watch the Pacific again. Excuse me. I got it when it came out as a box set many years ago, and the HBO series that follows on from, well, not follows on, but is by the same team that did Band of Brothers, and I just didn't enjoy it when I watched it first time, so then I tried to watch it again within the last year or so, and again I just didn't really enjoy it. I didn't think much to it. It felt a lot more schmaltzy, more Hollywood than Band of Brothers did. I don't know, it just didn't ring. It didn't grip me in the same way that Band of Brothers does. But I mean, you'd have to go very far to get past Band of Brothers anyway. I think it's such a good series, and one that I return to every few years. I'll watch it again. But Pacific, I don't know. Maybe I should try it again now with painting the US Marines. Might be worthwhile just seeing if I can get into it. I felt, because it was following different men rather than just one group, it didn't really feel as though it gelled together, and it didn't feel like they were because they were moving about a lot as well. It felt a little bit like the story was just a bit disparate, Not that fussed about action scenes. I'm more interested in the story. Where we at? Big leggy in the lead role. Sons of Iwo. There you go. Battle Cry is another good movie about the Pacific. World War II was made in the late 60s. Okay, I'll check that out. I know what you mean about Pacific. I couldn't connect to the yeah, exactly. That's couldn't connect to the characters with Band of Brothers, because you were following the same, 10 characters. You kind of get to know them a bit better. But Pacific, because it changed every week or whatever, it's just like, oh, it's somebody else who looks similar to somebody in the other one. And that was the other thing. They all look very similar as well. Pacific was great, but it was all over. Yeah, Battle of Brothers started them training and followed a linear path. Yes, exactly that. That's why I preferred it. I just couldn't get into the Pacific at all. But, if you like it, you like it. It's like everything, isn't it? Horses for courses. And you can't like everything that everybody likes. So, is anybody coming to the Lard Workshop in a couple of weeks in Nottingham? I was just sending out my messages for my algae players tonight. Sent them out a copy of the rules and other bits and pieces that they might need or want for the game. I'm doing Bloody April, but I don't think I'm going to get a chance. I said it in the hobby update the other day. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to film anything because I'm running a game, and I'm running a game both in the morning and in the afternoon. So I doubt I'm going to get a chance to walk around and actually film much. But what I might do is try and do a couple of interviews, like with Rich or something. Finally break the silence, and then just stick them in a hobby update report or something. I think that might be the way to go, because you can do the interviews anytime. You don't have to do them while people are playing. What are we on about? How would you feel about a man in the high tower chain of command, Japanese versus Germans? No. Simon, you're in on the algae game. Excellent. So you've had my email, Simon. That's good. Good to know. I hope you watch my algae videos in preparation. It's good. It's lots of chaos. In Bag the Hun, because everybody's got radios, you can fly around in formations. You can't in algae. Everything just breaks apart very quickly as soon as the fighting starts. It's brilliant. Rich says, you're hoping to get to Nottingham show. I think Loud was fully booked by the time I got around to looking. That's a shame. Pacific improves. The stuff following Eugene Sledge is great. Interview as well with Lecky's story on Paleo. Okay. Yeah, like I said though, I have watched it from beginning to end. I just tried again, and I was about 3 into it. I think I might give it another go. Because I don't want to give up on it. And I've got the box set. You found a Liberator better than you hoped for. Yeah, I watched a couple of those. I kind of lost interest a little bit in it. I know you are, James. You're at the Lardy Workshop. Looking forward to it. Not played it before. Yeah, not many people have. Simon, it's a hidden gem of the Lard world, in my opinion. And today I was looking into the possibility of doing something along the lines of Bag the Jedi. If you have a look in the 2008 Lardy Summer Special, there are rules for converting Bag the Hun into Star Wars. And then I also found some 3D printed or 3D STL files of Star Wars vehicles. Well, I didn't find them, somebody else found them. I just followed the link. So I've asked my man at Sabotaged how much it would cost to get some of those printed. So that might be some fun to do in the future. Again, just do a nice little enclosed project. Some Star Wars aerial fighting. It'd be a good laugh, wouldn't it? They're done. They're done as well. Right, okay. They're all done. Tony and Sean likes it. Do you know if the Lardys ever travelled to US Game Convention? They've been a couple of times. I know Richard's been across. I don't think Nick has, but I know Richard's been across to at least Historicon, at least once, and he said he's heading out to Australia at the start of next year because his daughter's going to university there, and there's also a gaming show on at the same time in the same place, so he's going over with her to help her move in and then also go to the gaming show. You don't think you'll ever make your line up 3 fighters on 3 fights your first game? Taking the early algae retirement. You know, James, we're playing it again at some point. Yeah, that was good. Absolute chaos. That's what it's all about. Everything going everywhere. And nobody knowing what they're doing. I've just got to work out what the which planes we're going to use. Not that it matters. Yeah, it's going to be fun, whatever happens. 3D printing, just send a list of stuff to a mate who says he'll be able to get prints done for me. Just all the vehicles you need for O Group. Good stuff. It really is the future of the hobby, isn't it? Getting these things. And it won't be long before it's colour prints as well. How good they will be is a different matter. But it'll be interesting to see if it happens. And how things turn out. Gaming Show Australia has to be CanCon in January. It could well be, Ian. I'm not sure. He was talking about it over on Twitter the other day. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm not sure where his daughter's going to uni. And James used to play Nobody Knows Can Fire Backwards. That's right. Yeah. valuable viewer feedback. Love it. To be so astute in your lack of knowledge, though, even amazing. After the joy of 6 live, I've seen a ton of YouTube videos about small scales. Lol, the infected loon terms. Yeah, I know. Luke from Geek Gaming Miniatures was talking about it in their recent video, wasn't he? Made me laugh. Saying like, why does nobody play games in small scales? Well, you know, there's a lot. Oh, tiny. She's jumping all over me lights. Evening, Richard, from 94 degrees, muggy Virginia. 34, bloody hell. 34.5 degrees. It's 28 degrees here, I think, at the moment, and it's bloody hot. Horrible and muggy. It's been really horrible today. So I can feel your pain a little bit. Oh, 24 degrees at the moment, but it was 28 earlier on when I was out. Yeah, it's still muggy. I suppose it doesn't help that I've got these studio lights on me as well. You may as well have fun while you're doing it. What time are we on? So tonight I'm just kind of going to try and break the back of these. I'm not going to do everything. I don't think. I'll leave them for another day. I'll try to get them. I'm not going to get them finished tonight anyway, so there's no point rushing them. Evening, Dom. Fancy seeing you again. Good to have you on board, buddy, and thanks again for last night. Very much enjoyed it. It's always an honour to be on the Plastic Crack podcast. It was an interesting one with 6 people. If people didn't watch it, go and check it out. It's over on Stu's channel on Point HQ. Go and check it out. The catch up from last night. It was good fun. Painting clinic. Excuse me, painting clinic. Don't know if you can hear all the sirens going off in the background. I don't know what's going on outside. Police are buzzing about everywhere. Sean says, "Don't tell me you're finishing just as you join you." No, Sean, I'm still here for a little bit. I'm still painting. I'll be around for a bit. Don't you worry. I'll stick around if you hit that like button. That's there you go. That's can't say fairer than that, can you? Andy says, any plans for vids of World War I Western Front land battles? Would be interesting to hear more of your First World War knowledge. I haven't got any at the moment in the planning, Andy. There's none on the schedule, but it's not beyond any reasonable idea of me putting together another, maybe a chain of command First World War game again. Might do that. Might even do. Could even do a thingy again, couldn't I? Through the Mud and the Blood. Or even I Ain't Been Shot, Mum, or Sturm Abteilung Vor, as it's also known. I have been considering how you would convert O Group to the First World War. Where we all at? Thanks for jumping on. Super sub. Indeed. Always happy to be the super sub, Dom, don't you worry. Call on me anytime, because most Mondays I'm just watching you guys anyway. So maybe a little bit more notice than 15 minutes, but don't worry about that. Folks angry Yorkshire Day is over. Yeah, very much so. It's Ken come for his tea. PCP's on Steve's channel, that's right. Yeah. On Point HQ. 14 degrees, you can't complain. Nice. Rain is awesome. Yeah, we had rain this morning, but in the middle of summer. Something with a historical scenario than a game of it. First World War. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's I've got quite a few on the channel. Something like some of the actions of 39th Division in 1918 when they're crossing the Rickville Bridge and things, and they're crossing the canal, the Sambre-Ouse Canal, that kind of stuff. I mean, that's an incredible piece of history there. It's the stuff that people only know it because it's when Wilfred Owen got killed, but it is it's probably one of the single most important battles of the First World War. It's the one that breaks the German army in the field. Don't dare bring up World Group for another period. I'm just getting to the World War II side. World War I Africa campaign. Yeah, possibly. I'm more interested in the Western Front. I think it holds far more interest to me than the von Letow being chased around Africa. And also, I don't have any figures for Africa either. It'd be interesting though, because it is I guess it's one of the areas that's not really explored by wargamers. It's not seem to be a wargaming thing. Take a period-specific set of rules and then use it for lots of other. It does seem to be. Yes, it is. Of course, as soon as a set of rules comes out, everybody says, "Well, can I use it in X, Y, and Z?" It's a bit of a joke, really. But the thing with old group is, as soon as I read the stuff about consolidation, for example, and phase lines, because I mean that's all First World War. Your phase line is your front line trench, bite and hold. You basically get in, you hold it, and then you bring your leapfrog your supports up behind it, and then push forward in a leapfrogging motion. So it's directly from the First World War, that kind of stuff. And because our group is largely infantry based, you're pretty much halfway there anyway. To be perfectly honest, all you'd have to do is change a few bits and pieces of organisations, like it'd be square units earlier in the war. You're glad that First World War is getting much more interest lately, as it deserves people looking deeper into it rather than just thinking it was all static trenches. Yeah, absolutely, Ian. I try to do as much as I can on the channel. James, you said the Blood and Valour rules I have a East Africa section. I need to pay the minutes for it. I think it'll suit you well. I was thinking about getting Blood and Valour and having a look at it and maybe doing like a review on it as well at some point. But the problem is with rules, they're just so expensive. So if you're not going to use them, like 30 quid, and then you've also got together the cards and stuff like that as well. It can be bloody expensive. But I did think about it just as doing a review video on the channel, because I know they're a new and relatively popular set of rules off the back of Blood and Plunder, isn't it? So they're pretty well known as well. So you never know, I might do. I can put it down as an expense, can't I, if I do it on the channel? Go through tax. Right. Where am I at with them? What do I need to do? So it's boots and guns and the camo helmets and also the equipment on their packs. Should we push on? Should we? Shouldn't we? Yeah. Maybe. He did a raid on Zeebrugge game a few years ago. That was a great First World War scenario. Yeah. Some of the stuff like in 1918, it's like fighting in 1940 basically. You drop a copy off to have a read. Okay, cheers, James. You like the blood rules, simple, quick to run. Okay, yeah, I'll have a read of them. I could do a review on the channel, couldn't I? You're considering taking a SOM scenario to CrackCon using square bashing. Great idea. Converting the Great War Spearhead scenario for the attack at Tietval. Excellent. Well, Sean, if you check out my old blog, you might find a couple of scenarios based around the first day of the SOM. I guess if you like specific mechanics, you can make them work. It's not a bad thing to try and rule the periods. Yeah. I think you could quite easily convert old group. System so smooth. That's the Blood and Plunder stuff. I think it's the best. I think that's the best I can come up with. Okay, fair enough. That's a good positive for them, isn't it? Rules cost is why I've got into the playtest for Blood and Crowns. 100 Years War rules set, probably due out late next year to the point. thing is with rules cost. I mean, they are expensive, and a lot of people say like, oh, they're too expensive. You'd pay, I don't know, on average here in the UK, £25 to £30, I would say. For you've read it many times. You're already testing ideas for the War of Roses. You'd be paying 25 to 30 quid for a set of rules, which is obviously far more than what you'd normally pay for a book. Say like a paperback might set you back 10 quid on average. Anywhere between say 5 and 15 quid for a normal, run of the mill book. But the thing is, I think with something like a novel or with something like even a reference book, you generally don't read them much more than once. Whereas with a set of rules, you read it once and then you'll read it a couple more times to remember it, and then you'll read it while you're playing it, and you'll go back to it, continue, especially if obviously if you enjoy the rules and you play them. So I think pound for pound, you probably get a hell of a lot more out of your set of rules than you do for your average novel. And you're playing that game with them as well, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's a tool in a way, so you can, because the fact you're going back to it. And also, I mean, obviously there's a practical side of it, which is they're only produced in small numbers, and it's usually only like one-man bands or small outfits that make them, unless it's somebody like Warlord or Battlefront. But even then, I think you still. I don't mind paying that 30 quid for them if I know that I'm going to play them, and if I know that I'm going to enjoy them, because I know that I'm going to go back. It's like my Chain of Command book is more well thumbed than any of my other books that I own, because it's there on the side of the table when you're playing the game, and you're always flicking through just to check something. So I think you can use them, see them as tools, really. I think. You recommend Pete and Gary's history podcast. Lots of interesting World War content. Something for your dry talk about. I know Pete Hart. He sent me his latest book, the Burning Steel, the one about the 11th Armoured Division. I've spent an enjoyable weekend on the Somme with Peter. He's a lunatic. Time invested and money paid out for most rule sets that you use a lot is pretty darn good. Yeah, exactly, Sean. I mean, like Rapid Fire cost me 25 quid. No, we played it for 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? That's not bad. That's £1 a year, basically, isn't it? You never gained First World War, but had an interest since we studied it in the first year in uni back in 83. Feeling old all of a sudden. It's a great period to game. Alid is a short thing there. It's completely overlooked by a lot of people in wargaming, because they just think about trenches, or they even think about trenches being static, and they're not. Far from it. A good set of rules you should be able to read 3 or 4 times and then never read anything else with a reference sheet. But yeah, they're tools. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, but it depends how good your memory is, and mine's not very good. So I'll go back to it. And also, there's things I'll find that I just doesn't go in even after a couple of reads. There's always something that will come out after I've read it even a couple of times. Pete and Gary have an excellent series of episodes about Hague. Good stuff. I am driving up tomorrow, so I might stick them on the old phone and have a listen to them. I've not really listened to their podcast much. I did see Pete do a talk about I can't remember, I think it was just a general First World War talk at the Chesterfield WFA, the Western Front Association, a good few years ago. I just went over to meet up with him and have a chat. I've not seen him for a bit. Where's the old... I'm going to do the boots on these fellas, and I think then I might wrap it up there, because I wanted to record a little bit more of the how to make a video, and I can't do that while I'm talking to you a lot. As much as I enjoy talking to you a lot. Let's just do these boots, and then there's only a tiny bit left to do on those. Now I might do them tomorrow before I head off. We'll see. It's getting a bit sweaty up here as well, and I'm fairly sure you don't want to see a middle-aged man sweating on the live stream. I mean, I know it's kind of like OnlyFans, but I don't think I get as much money as some of those people on there. kind of going off on a tangent. I think the heat's getting to me. That's a problem. Paul Reed's excellent. Yeah, the old front line's great. Yeah. The Footsteps of the Fallen. Yeah, he's good as well. Very good. Evening Sit Rep. Good to have you on board. Enjoyed your A-team game the other day. Go and check that out, folks. He was playing an A-team skirmish. That was a good laugh. Let's get these little fellas' boots gone. I'm afraid you've probably come a little bit too late. Gin, I'm afraid. You just turned up as I'm almost about to check out. But you can always watch it on catch up anyway, can't you? Just means you can't pop anything in chat. Well, you can you do it now? Again, I'm rambling. Cheating on us, eh? You've been found out, John. This is what happens, you see, when you go sneaking off and finding other channels to watch. Thank you for your support. That's all I can say. There's enough airtime to go around. The 18 game was full of silly but fun. It was great. And John watches Plastic Crack podcast as well. What about the Modelling for Advantage lads? Do you watch them? I'm supposed to be on theirs next week. I've not heard anything from Michael for a bit. Kaizo. I should send him a message, because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make it, but I think I can now, so I'll send him a message, unless he's watching right now. If he is, make yourself known. But I should be, as far as I was aware. We had arranged it. We'll have to see. Nice chat and Q&A. Hey, it's not finished just yet. But if you're heading off, good to have you aboard, Jonas. Thanks a million for dropping in. Yeah, I'm getting a tad too hot right now, so I'm just gonna do these boots, and then I'm gonna leave it at that for tonight. The rest can wait. I'll probably get I'll have them finished by Friday. I've kind of got in this habit now of painting at 8 o'clock on a Friday night, so I can listen to any questions on the radio and get all political. So I might save them till then. I might do them on Thursday when I get back from Otterburn. See how tired I am in the night. You need to check out Modelling for Advantage, you know? Yeah, you do. They've got a good channel. A lot of their stuff is Flames of War. I think some bolt action stuff. Yeah, they have some good stuff. They've got some good stuff over there. Go and check them out. Right, folks. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the chats. It's been a pleasure, as always. Building the 15mm table tonight for possible 7 days to Rhine. Excellent. Brilliant. Unfortunately, I'm going to be away tomorrow, so I'll not be able to watch that. But I shall say I'm going to tune out here. What's on the table here today? I'm just finishing up. Sorry, Jim. These are US Marine Corps for the island hopping 1944 stuff. Cheers, Rich. You have a good week as well, and I shall see you all. So I keep looking up there because Tiny keeps jumping out of the window. I'm going to have to shut the window to stop her doing it. I shall love you and leave you, and thank you all for the company and everybody, and I shall see you in the next one of these. I'm not sure you always show up right when the stream is ending. You certainly do, but never mind. There's always next time. We're not going away anytime soon. Alright guys, I shall see you. I shall say good night and spot on.